no. Is this a lockdown day? I mean, that's not bad. By the way, I changed my setup a little bit. My microphone is not quite in the ideal position. You'll hear a little bit of echoing as I run over my microphone, my headset cord. Now I can't move. Punk. Okay, there we go. You know what? We haven't really given LD a fair shake. Oh, hey, look at all this money and stuff we got. I mean, didn't get. Haven't been in, sorry, lockdown, or polygamy lovers? Well, that's good. Haven't been in, Spiral Nights in like 2 days. Who do we got here? Actually, I don't know what's going on, but it looks great. Is today a lockdown day, though? I got like 40 minutes. So on our to-do list, we want to heat our Valance. Suppose we could do this. I don't know, man. I'm very torn at the moment. Give me a second. I mean, have we hit ultimatum yet where we can, oh, Java's thinking about it. This is level 5. We have not yet run out of radiance, but it will happen. I want my Valance because I think it's going to be fun playing with in lockdown with, I mean, someday. Or just having, you know, the general neutral set. Sudaruska. Should we, I mean, I got some pages and stuff like that. Flame Aura would be neat. Like, how much money is that equivalent to just paying for a little bit of a glow? Compound 42. I don't even know. I don't even know. AT is off too. Alright, fine. Let's do it. Let's make some loadouts. We have 3 weapon slots now. Look at the, I mean, the possibilities are not endless at all, but you know they're close to it. So I'm gonna be, let's just get rid of all this. There we go. Yep, get rid of everything. We just, I mean, where are we gonna get our? How are we gonna get our daily philosophy lesson? That's the kicker. Well, I mean, I was gonna continue on Nietzsche, and I actually have the book here too, because I don't think I was quite done with him. I honestly forget where I left off, because you know, it's been a couple days. So we're going to rock out with our trinkets out. Make sure I have the appropriate costume. Beautiful. Because, where was I in Nietzsche anyway? I got my notes here. I also have the book. I like the segment where Nietzsche starts talking about himself. It's pretty awesome. When he talks about the slave versus master loadout mindset. He strongly against Christendom for obvious reasons. And I feel so stung from just feeling the any kind of Arcana pushback. Hello, Grug. John Chatson, that's me. So I am Bomber Extraordinaire. And then, you know what? Are we going to do the double bomb combo? I think it's very appropriate. I don't know a bomb, like, additional bomb trinket, but I think we'll be fine. And we'll, you know, this is our ultimatum right here. There we go. Triple star for a guard loadout. Nitro, hail, sleep. Beautiful. There's one. Of course, we my default is this, and this is the striker set Griff, or you replace the voltage with the flourish and you get that. We were talking about Nietzsche, Grug. You ever hear of Nietzsche? And then we have to get the obvious choice, which is like a recon type thing. This will be the I love you so much I'm gonna hit you kind of loadout. I mean, we gotta have the torpor. Oh, I'm really seeing a yeah, Winter Grave. I mean, that's what could possibly go. No, let's do magma. Magma sounds good. The Nazis did like him. That's where the whole mentality of survival of the fittest and will to power came into play. It actually is on par with the evolutionary concept of time plus matter per chain. I'm just gonna go straight up sleep bomb most of the time. We got our 3 loadouts here, by the way. So we got that. Make America Great Again. We are support. I kind of got myself on the support route anyway. I don't know if we can even make it in. People are just jumping in like crazy. So hey, we can go over while we watch the chaos. Can I spectate, please? We can go over a couple things anyway. So the slave morality helps support their existence because they need a reason to you know, they need something to serve. They need a higher power, and the opposite is true for those that are of a superior race. They need something to dominate. So it goes hand in hand. What Nietzsche really rails against Christianity to the point where why would you give slaves any kind of additional meaning that they already get? Trying to think of this. He sets up Christianity setting up a soul, throws away the whole meaning of life, which is will yourself to power. I hope it's not an infinite, because then we're gonna go, you know, to the Clockworks. So Effie, I hope you're setting me up for success here, man. He does talk about. Okay, good. Oh, it's just looking so good, and then it's over. Yeah, I forgot the amount of frames we just do not experience. It's gonna be amazing. And Mecca, I know what you're gonna do to me. You're gonna be like Polaris. You messaged somebody called Lightwork yesterday because I thought it was you. No, I'm still me. 53 seconds. He talks about, and I somewhat on par agree with this, where the whole feminist movement, he's against it because women are naturally the weaker race, and they actually lose what it is to be feminine when they try to put themselves on the same part of strength, both physically, mentally, and everything else, as men. And I can sort of see where this is going, and this is you know, it's putting that both genders are equal. They are not equal. They have their strengths for sure, but when you try to make everything the same, even though by definition it is different, you kind of run the risk of huge contradiction. Let's see, women gain respect and want more, and then and this is it depends how you translate the Hebrew version of the Torah. Oh no, I didn't make it. Jeez. Well, is anybody in there? Connection. Hello. Where have you gone? There's only 8. What is this madness? Oh, that was a quick one. Let's watch it. It'll destroy our connection or our frames. So the how does it say in the Bible? You know, my scripture memorization's not up to par where it should be. When it talks about the relationship between man and woman, it's saying that in Genesis that he will rule over you and you will desire him. Depending upon how you translate that can also be translated not just desire as in, you know, like an eros, like the physical lust, which is, you know, pretty much opposite when it comes to how our culture appeals to the genders as far as kind of grabbing the sensationalism. But it also appeals to like the strength of power. Women will always desire to like overthrow men. They'll think it's always unfair that men are strong. That's another way you can translate that. So that's kind of makes sense. And when you start changing definitions like the whole transgender movement where you can just, sex is all malleable and you can just do whatever you wish. I claim I am a female. Well, that actually devalues feminism, because feminists are trying to, focus on the strength that makes, women women, and specifically, like, de-identify themselves with men. I'm just getting, like, this frame rate's just so bad. Probably going to go in the Clockworks, because I'm not mad. Just saying, it's kind of... Yeah, let's get out of here. I'm sorry, man. Withdraw. Feminism was about equal rights for women, but it also focused on, so a feminist movement would go for equal rights, but then it goes above and beyond that. Like, if you read, especially stories about individuals, yeah, the modern definition is for superiority for women. That's actually on par with what I was talking about. That's and actually goes back to, like, the 1940s. When I was reading Bertrand Russell's autobiography, he talked about feminists in there, but the feminists, like, they would just demasculate their men to the point where, like, if you had a husband, well, he would just basically stay quiet all day because he didn't wish to do anything. All right, let's go all neutral. What could possibly go wrong with this loadout? And let's go all freaking power, boy. Now, what do we need? Like, we could put the cat hat on, right? To add the ultimate damage. Dude, I forgot how beautiful that looked. So that's, like, everything. So now we need charge time reduction for our sword? But not really. It's already fairly high. Really want to... You know what? We're going to roll. Gonna roll. On the either... No, we're going to roll on the nitro. The nitro. Yes, I agree with you. The modern definition is for superiority for women. That the man is always holding them down. That men get paid more money. Which is actually, in modern days, not statistically true anymore. Women in, like, the functions where they go in, where they choose to thrive in, they actually get paid a good bit more than men. Not a good bit more, sorry. But slightly more than men do. Anyway, let's get back to Nietzsche. He described Christian morality as a will to falsehood, setting up a soul and devaluing sex. The notion of God is set up as a counter notion to life. Whereas life itself, he viewed, obviously, that you should live life in this one paradigm, like the Big Bang, all the rules you have here, where am I going? Oh yeah, I'm gonna roll. You start to finish, enjoy your time here, live for instinctual lusts, that kind of thing. So the setting up a soul, something internal lives outside of it, and trying to live for that is false. But what he goes into is he was to create value must first destroy it, and he's right. If you ever listen to the poem he did of the madman, or read his book, Thus Spake Zarathustra. Just 'tis my life. I gotta let him down. Lately. Someday I'll join it. I know, man. I'm so sorry. All right, here we go. The ultimate. Beautiful. Please, charge time reduction. Beast low, just as good. Alright, let's go find something to do. I only have like 25 minutes, so is there something we can speed run? The only thing I'm going to read out of this book is, it's going to be his opinion of himself. But anyway, this is Thus Spake Zarathustra. Yes. Can we do this with all neutral? I mean, arcade ideally is like the neutral habitat. Let's just go down here. I just don't want to fight fiends. I just don't want to ever... Can I not fight fiends? I guess this is what we're doing. Here we go. But when he talks about, the popularizing the phrase "God is dead" and talking about you know, getting rid of a transcendent and just re-engaging on on living straight in this world from start to finish and making and recognize your own mortality and how awful it is. Do we really gotta? Just want to have fun. Fine. Let's do it. But anyway, living inside of a start to finish lifestyle with nothing eternal. But that he's right. You have to deconstruct the eternal that's in your heart. That's in anybody's heart, from what I see. We all long for something more than ourselves, or something outside of this life. It's like a fish longing, being surprised at the wetness of water, being surprised at death and mortality, instead of just accepting it, unless you're someday, destined to live beyond water. Fish aren't looking around like, oh, what is this? What is this stuff I'm living in? But what I wanted to read was like from when Nietzsche was talking about himself, because he is right. You have to absolutely pervert the start, finish, and other kind of morals that make you if you wish to live that kind of life. I mean, you can live for your instinctual things, but when you get to usually around the age of 30, I believe, you start to get this sense of. So wait a second. I think this will work. Except I want more chart. Mike, help me. I want more charge time reduction. For my sword is sword of focus. So beautiful. Okay. Anyway, when I get to a break, well, I'll read some Nietzsche, but I can understand the insanity that he lived through, and there's a lot of reasons for that. Some people think it was his philosophy. Some people think it was like he suffered from STD, which he did. And that's what part of ruined his mind toward the end of his life. But he's still the fact that he, you get the bomb to bang diggy, take that. He still lived the natural outworking of his worldview toward the end of his life. So we're going down here because if honestly I would be playing Lockdown if it started right away. It just didn't happen to. Hello. Apparently these boxes are very strong. Okay. Another spark you shouldn't have. Oh, what's with my connection just going up and down throughout the mornings? Consistency. Is that too much to ask? Forgot how fun it was to wield a lance. Where you could just go tap tap and then the bullets fly out. And they have knockback. That's the best part. Anyway. The other thing I'm doing is after school. I don't think I'm going to do it today. But after school I'm doing a series with my daughter. Daddy-daughter time. She likes Risk of Rain, where I control the mouse movement. She controls the WASD. She's getting a little better at it. She still uses two hands. But she is she's ascending slowly. Wow. I think this is a little, maybe. Oh, that's right. You don't have a speedster charge with your nitronome. This happens when you don't have full chaos. Oh, buddy. But he in the poem, I think I mentioned this last video, but the poem he wrote called "The Madman." Have you not heard of the Madman? How he lit lanterns in the morning hours. God has bled to death under our knives. God's decay too, and we have killed him. So what sacred games must we have to admit? I should just read the whole thing verbatim. I mean, you can look it up. But if you're interested in looking up philosophy, yes, just stand right in front of it. If you're interested in looking up philosophy, you're probably doing that instead of listening to a Spiral Knights guy play. And who knows? Maybe after this, we will ascend to the point of doing some Lockdown. Hey. Oh. There was a I do read the forums here every so often, and there was a forum post that was talking about the bombers struggle But their highest damage weapon is piercing, even in Vanaduke. If you want to go pure bomber, right? Because right now the world kind of forces everyone to go hybrid. It's just the nature of things. Even in lockdown, it's like hybrid central. It's just how things are, buddy. And there's, I mean, I can see how the game would evolve, and eventually, it's like having to be good at everything. Certain people have certain skill sets, so having having it like being necessary for one person to gain a certain skill set and have an expertise in every single one of them. You know, I mean, you can do that. I don't think it's I don't think it makes it as fun. Yeah, doing it for a challenge. Yeah, you're right. Solo bombers, unless you're doing it for a challenge, like Zeddy did when he killed Vanaduke with all shard bombs. Good for you, buddy. I mean, I can't. It's not for me, for sure. I'll give you. There's a block there, me. Good job. Did you see that? Oh, you only break it one, huh? Forgot. It's every other gun I have, it takes two. Cha, cha. Cha, cha. But it's nice to have, just be specialized in your field and being able to succeed there and be competitive against somebody else who specializes in their field. You know, you can see this in the martial arts world. He who shows the way. It's what sensei means. My 6'6" black belt that's under me will never fight like me. I am 5'6". It's just, it just doesn't work that way. My kicks will be different than his. Fighting style, view of the world is literally a foot below his. So it'll be quite different. So me trying to teach him to do things exactly the way I do, coming from a different perspective, not very good. But I can watch him as I've watched other people and hopefully have him succeed. He does have the reach. I also weigh, I think, like 5 pounds less than him. So when we do spar, like the second any of his legs come up off the ground, I literally just body check him and he about falls over. That's something he has to live with. So, and he's learned to fight a short person. Reach is crucial, but at the same time, I've been short all my life and have been fighting tall people for a very long time. So when even a puncher, you can duck around and get around. I fought a guy that was smaller than me and better than me before. It's an interesting world to have to watch that kind of stuff. You actually have to be a more patient fighter. Patience is key in fighting, obviously. But you really gotta watch yourself. You can't just throw a whole bunch of moves. People that weigh more than me, they gotta watch when they throw stuff. He doesn't have no mass. I mean, he weighs about 200 pounds. And I've lost. Sorry, it's been a while since we sparred. I've lost weight since then. I think I'm at 178. So I was a freaking gargantuan father figure. But stuff happens. Like a fight can't be attributed to just a person and a person with bare knuckles. That's not reality of a fight. That's reality of a sparring match, or putting people together in a weight group is, also a thing. But in a fight, there's a different kind of mentality you have. There are weapons about. If you don't know this, you can make one. You ever seen John Wick 3? You ever see that, Grug? Get your belt out. That makes you win every fight. That was like the ultimate weapon. Just stand right in front of the zombie. He'll just give you a little love tap. And if to the no mast point, if you're going to throw your leg up for a kick and somebody with lower center of gravity body checks you, it's not jiu-jitsu fighting. It's just straight up on your feet fighting. Then you will have trouble maintaining your balance. It's just some people are really good balance, and I don't check him every time. I mean, sometimes he'll just hop back and then throw another kick at me. And he's an excellent kicker, which is also frustrating. I think I have a video up somewhere of him and I sparring at a tournament. We fought for first and second. I barely beat him because in point sparring, it's a glorified game of tag. Frustrating for both of us, right? The old school rules used to be they have to show visible shock. Well, I mean, you just tap anybody these days in a tournament, and that's what they are. I mean, again, it's meant to be a competition. A sport has rules, just like everything else. Once you get into the actual fighting realm, you start theory crafting about that kind of stuff. It's a different life to live. That's when I wish I had my Griffin, Peter Griffin. That show. Family Guy used to be so good. Well, there goes my connection again. Yeah, there we go. Hello, cat. Oh, you want to come up here? I got a book in my lap. Oh, I can't pause online games, Mom. Crap, let me run away for a minute. I must give the cat my lap. Just can't. Oh, from one zombie to another. The goal is to get heat, so I can't just, like, pass this stuff up. I can, but I'm not gonna. I don't know. Yeah. You can have my lap. My hands are occupied, though. I'm getting no pets right now. But Nietzsche, he believes, so the thing about modern philosophy, again, going to the root of this book, is that there is truth. It goes against the postmodern, actually if you want to look at what the philosophers are calling it's a post-Christian era, where you take Christianity and you're basically usurping the, and we're talking more about the American philosophy. You're taking the values, the bedrock that we have all, inalienable rights that are self-evident, and you're trying to devalue the Constitution. Then you bring up things like slavery, and Nietzsche actually throws what you can see in our political realm at the forefront. Once you've mastered everything, what you're going to look for are ways to dissect and devalue what got you to this point. So instead of honoring your father and mother, honoring the worldviews that in history and things that mattered and gave meaning to everything, you will self-destruct this meaning. Read some theories. Read about some theories. Reading is good, man. Oh, theories about the Judeo-Christian scriptures. Please do tell. There are a lot of theories. You've got to be careful that those theories are actually, grounded in fact. Claims it was a manual of war. So I have to ask the ultimate philosophical question on that, right? Why? Because, I mean, the tactics in there. Manual of subjugation of the masses. No, that's very far-fetched. If anything, Nietzsche has an on par. He was going to go into the ministry, but then instead he decided to go into the realm of history, which is where he gets a lot of his views from. So he has some great... Oh, jeez, are you kidding me? Well, enjoy me running around for the next 54 seconds. So how is it a subjugation of the masses? You'd have to explain that to me. That's it's very tough. If anything, it empowers the individual, giving them more self-worth. Instead of time plus matter plus chance, you are actually an immortal, eternal being that exists for a while. So having that be put into the master-slave mentality is kind of weird. And even Nietzsche points out that it elevates the slave, which makes no sense rationally. Strength should overpower the weak. So giving the slave, the weaker individual, the whole Sermon on the Mount, is for, valuing weakness at the point where you will be whatever. If you seek God, you will be blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are the peacemakers. They're saying that you will be whatever your longing is. It will be fulfilled, even if you are in the weak point. Okay, you think we're out of the curse, and now we get to sit here for 30 minutes because I don't have a outcomer. So there's different types of passivity. Greg says the ideas in the Bible are ideas preaching for passivity. Not really. I mean, so the Mennonites, right? They really advocate for peace. If you it's the Amish. They say you never do anything ever that's hostile or aggressive. And that's actually in violation of like First Timothy, where it says you must take care of your house. Well, if someone breaks in your house and starts, taking your kids away from you, and beating your wife, and then beating you up, what do you? I mean, yes, there is a quote in there that says, "Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord." But there, and that goes for like ultimate judgment. The Bible doesn't say be stupid, right? It values life to the point that it is actually a fault of you for you not to sacralize certain things. Humans are sacred. If you take this, this is what giving meaning and value to a person, an individual, over like an animal or a rock. I mean, we know one thing is greater than the other. We are given this wisdom. But if you lump everything together, well, you're just gonna, oh, we don't have enough. I'm doing it. Please, give me double. You freaking punk. Well, we're on our rating quest after this for a bit. So what, no. Let's go up here. The Bible does not preach for passivity. And not one time does Jesus say to a soldier, put down your weapons. The thing that, it's very tough for you to argue that it's a manual of war and then cut subject, it's tough. I can see how it can be done, but it's very tough. It doesn't go in line with the whole, basically, theme of the scriptures. David was a man of war. God said, "You're a man after my own heart." So, I mean, that doesn't really flow. Hold on, letter I is for inventory. Trinket. There we are. That's ultimately everything else. Just is MasterCard. We need to. Let's try the step one, Swift Step. There we go. Then we'll be Speedy Gonzalez. Concerning trade, the biggest thing. So he says it stems from the fact concerning translations. The biggest thing with the translations I see, and I honestly haven't read into this. I really want to. Stems from the theory versus Orthodox versus unorthodox Jews. I'm actually very ignorant on this. Is the reason why a lot of Jewish people do not believe in Christ, or at least it is, there's a difference between those that do not, is because they believe that the translation of the scriptures comes from the Greek translation. This is just about the most annoying platform of stuff. So it comes from a direct Greek translation. That's how they follow that Christ meant all the kind of like rules of what the Messiah should have done, because they use the Greek translation and not the Hebrew translation. Therefore, it's because of the variance between the two. Christ did not come. Now that doesn't make any sense to me, because Peter was Jewish, his apostles were Jewish, they knew the scriptures, that they knew what they said. So to claim that it's just because of a bad Greek translation, it's very confusing to me. That they can make that claim, but I haven't really looked into it, so I can't make like honest calls about it. I like having the facts in front of me before I start to take. And I don't think that witnessing to Jews is my ultimate calling in life. Muslims, mostly it's like secular atheism. Apologetics itself, it's not meant to. I will never convince anybody. I mean, I'm just kind of on board with that. It's not up to me. What apologetics does do from the Christian faith is it gets rid of the lie. So stuff like the like probability of evolution of life itself starting, of seeing shows where scientists or astronauts say, yeah, I think with all the billions of planets we could actually have some form of life like us somewhere in the earth. If you say that knowing probability, then you're just being ignorant of the fact of probability. Even with the billions of planets and billions of stars and the length of age of the universe, there's still like a 0. Very low % chance that anything like us exists in the universe, or even a planet like Earth, if you want to just take the carbon-based life. Very, very low chance, to the ridiculous degree, to the point of like, it's what do guys say? It's like everybody showing up for a football game on a certain day, and the guy's like, okay, well, I mean, that could happen. Yeah, but you don't understand. On top of that, no one told them the day it was going to start. Everybody sat down facing, like, alternate directions, and they all alphabetized themselves. That's how particular it would have to be just for, like, one factoid of this equation. So when you take stuff like that, it's like, alright. I got you. Yep, it's believable, sure. I'd rather, that's when you ask yourself, are we really going toward the evidence, which points to design, or are we going to, you know, if there is a chance somewhere in history, back in the day, a lot of people could have, alright, no. I'm sorry, that sounded very, very dismissive. Back in the day, a lot of people couldn't read, and you're right, it says, when they perceived Peter, they found he was an uneducated man. But at the same time, the Jewish leaders they were talking to, the scribes and the Pharisees, they were all very coherent of what they were talking about. And they did not say your translation was incorrect. What they did do, specifically to like Stephen, I was just reading the book of Acts, is they stopped their ears. They plugged them up. They believed Jesus several times. And and it wasn't like, all right, we believe this guy, let's do this. No, they said we must find a way to kill him because we want to maintain our power. It's very political. So I can agree, and then you have Paul, who he sat at the feet of Gamaliel, who was a Jewish lawmaker. What was he? He was prominent in the Jewish community for sure. Please do your thing. Gotcha. Got him. The man in the back said everyone attack and turn into a ballroom blitz. You were correct, and not a lot of people could have read back in the day. But there was still, you know, Christ himself apparently never studied, at least not for a long period of time. Okay, as my connection joins me. But he knew words. He was at a different case altogether, I believe. But I don't know. I can see where you can get that theory. I can also, I think, easily just kind of counter it with what I just said. I'm not even learned on the subject. And then when you start dissecting that, you have to go into the inerrancy of Scripture and like where and how much you can believe any of that stuff. So I mean, we can dive into that and why Scripture is reliable. That I have a decent amount of knowledge on the tip of my tongue. You know, I'm not a scholar in that specific respect. I look to answer the more pertaining questions that are directed against the Christian faith. It's just, you know, philosophy. Oh, I didn't even see you there. Meow, 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 meow. My cat is clawing my leg like a freaking fiend. Do not hit me. Thank you. Cha-cha. Alright, we need to end this, dude. We're gonna probably lose our life here in a minute. I forgot we got a buddy. Hold on. This one first, then this one. There we go. Get him in. I forgot we also had Mike. Where is he? There you are. Oh crap. Bad timing. Never get tired of this grooving music. Cha cha cha. Okay, good. Do not step in the cursed field if possible. You might be cursed, but he did a good job. His life was valued. I appreciated it. What greater love is there than, you know, laying one's life down for one's friends, that kind of thing. Oh, good job, me. So anyway, getting back to the point, that was a good topic, Brooke. I appreciate that. Is you know, the concept of saying that God is dead, and Trent Reznor did this too. God is dead, no one cares. If there's a hell, I'll see you there. There's a little rhythmic rhyme to it. Rhythmic rhyme. Now we need to do Dreamstimers like 20 times. 3 radiance. You know what? I couldn't ask for much more from something like that. So let me, the cat's kind of off my lap. This is, Nietzsche's opinion on himself is very unique. He says, let's see, I'm just going to read this whole section, and you can deal with it.com. Idealism is alien to me. When you see ideal things, I see human things. We get, I'm going to come up here. I want to see how many pages we need for stuff, because I know I'm getting pages here and there. Here we go. He who would be a creator in good and evil must first be a destroyer, which makes a lot of sense. You gotta tear down a paradigm to build another one. You gotta, if you are for something, you gotta say exactly what you're against, and break values into pieces. I'm the most terrible man that has ever existed, but I shall be the most beneficent. I know of the joy of annihilation. I am the first immoralist. I am thus the essential destroyer. I know my destiny. I am not a man. I am a fatality. I am dynamite. Someday my name will be bound up with a recollection of something terrific, a crisis, a profound clash of consciousness, a decisive condemnation of all that before me have believed, required, and hallowed. I am the voice of truth, but my truth is terrible, for hitherto lies have been called truth. The transvaluation of all values is my formula for mankind's act of highest self-recognition. I contradict as no one has contradicted before, for when truth engages in a struggle with the falsehoods of ages, we must expect shocks, earthquakes, rearrangements of hills and valleys, such as never yet been dreamed of. All the mighty forms of the old social structure I blow into space, for they rest on falsehoods. Politics on a grand scale will date from me. So he's going to restart the clock, just like Mussolini. My life task is to prepare humanity for a moment of supreme self-consciousness, a great noontide, a transvaluation of all values, and emancipation from all moral values. And that's actually written on Auschwitz, where Hitler says, I want to create a nation of young people devoid of a conscience, imperious, relentless, and cruel. A yea saying, a confidence in all that has formerly been forbidden, despised, and damned. One will gaze both backwards and forwards, emerging from the tyranny of accident and priesthood, and for the first time pose the question of the why and wherefore of humanity as a whole. But to all this, there is nothing in me to suggest the founder of a religion. Religions are the business of the mob. After coming in contact with a religious man, I've always had to wash my hands. I want no believers. I never address myself to the masses. I do not wish to be a saint. I would rather be a clown. Perhaps I am a clown. So, he doesn't see himself as that prophetic. But at the same time, it's very tough to argue against his genius and his worldview. I read the 2 culminations of Thus Spake Zarathustra, which is Beyond Good and Evil, and the genealogy of morals, and he makes so much sense, to the point of, like, when you see people on the very far political left arguing for things like human rights, you're just like, where do you get, you don't value, like, anything. Why are you valuing anything? It's tough. When you can't rationally argue that something weak has any kind of value. And Nietzsche puts that pretty well. He just... I can see the pod, I just can't see the thing. Alright. He argues it very well. So I agree. Him and Jonathan Gray, also a very good read. So I need a wicked whisker to get any of this? I thought you can get some for the pages. Maybe it's just not here. It's in like, do I have to go to Moorcraft Manor? Let's go take a look. I got a few minutes. Sorry. And that's like tier 2. Oops. Sure, come on in, guys. And so Nietzsche is like the ultimatum of taking God out of the equation. And still the poem of the man is pretty awesome. All right, Grug. Good night, Grug. Thank you for turning in. Adios. Hope it gave you some awesome things to dream about. I'm sure it'll be good. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Okay. What do we trade these pages for? Oh, catch, try, finish. Is that not here? Sorry, it's been a while. It's not here. You? Yes. Okay. For pages. How many pages do we have? 63. Oh boy. Those little mews are so adorable. But we need a Wicked Whisker to get like anything of value, right? Like why would you even get these? Why not just get... They have ASI, but you can tack that... I don't understand. There's a lot of things I don't understand. I mean, when you look at the menu of things there, you go for Chaos and Black Cat. Why get anything else unless you're just going for, you know, whatchamacallit? If you're going for, I don't know, pride points? We'll see if we can jump into some lockdown here. Ready room. There we go. Return. We'll try. Let's say it's going to happen, but we'll try. Spring AT piece. It's just built in, and you got Mecha AT. Sorry. So the next topic in the book is I think it's William Moore. Hold on. G.E. Moore, sorry, where he talks about morality grounded in intrinsic goodness. I could say things on this topic already, but that would not be fun. But anyway, for Nietzsche, I'd strongly recommend Genealogy of Morals, specifically. Very racist. Toward the end, he talks about the superiority of the Aryan race. It just secretes. I didn't recognize this level for a second, but it literally secretes like the whole Nazi regime. Yeah, you can just it's just right there. And I know Hitler gave the writings of Nietzsche to Stalin and Mussolini. Who also kind of shared the secular worldview. Anyway, let's see what happens. John, you left. How could you? So we're in queue. We'll see if this we can actually make it in. Oh. Knock, knock. Come on, boys. One more. My bomb superiority. Bomb with the bomb, to bang, tiki. Oh no. Just one. That's all I really have time for. Oh, there we go. Oh man, you got a promotion. Comes with a pay grade. Pay grade upgrade. Man, there's a lot of great stuff in here. The slave morality. I could read about the slave morality for a minute. Slave morality is essentially the morality of utility. It is oriented around the idea of the useful. Here's the seed of the origin of the famous antithesis of good and evil, which I have distinguished from the antithesis of good and bad. And he's right. There's definitely a difference. According to the slave morality, the evil man rouses fear. According to the master morality, the good man rouses fear and seeks to rouse it, while the bad man is regarded as the despicable being. According to the slave morality, the good man must be the safe man. He must be good-natured, easily hoodwinked, perhaps a little stupid. Whenever slave morality gains ascendancy, language shows a tendency to approximate the significance of the words good and stupid. A last fundamental difference, the desire for freedom, the enthusiasm for liberty, the instinct of being happy belong as inherently to slave morality as artifice in reverence to enthusiasm and devotion belong to master morality. So he's like he really puts it fairly well, I think. Fairly well. Alright, let's do this. What could possibly go wrong? There is no carry. What level are we playing? Oh yeah. Coming. Come look at me. So far, so good. Please. It's all about the points, baby. We'll just hang out with this bomb for a minute, then we'll nitronome. I don't know if nitronome wakes him up or not. Well, I guess we'll find out. Yes, it does. No, it does not. At least the nitronome got a hit. Makes me happy. Man, where did the commentary go? I guess it's hard to, you know, get a rough, you know, the large amount of philosophy when we're playing Lockdown. A game that doesn't, you know, have consistent value. Whoop, 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 whoop. Can I get a shot off? Nope, I can get cursed, though. Apparently, all the wrong things happened at the same time. Good example of why my computer can't handle Lockdown. And I never should have played to begin with. All those wasted days, man. But they weren't wasted. We all have different ways of growing, and our pride and stubbornness often prevents us from growing the way we want to. You know, I believe God is sovereign, and you know He puts a lot of stuff in our lives just to make us grow a certain direction. Sometimes we want to go down a path we are not meant to go down. Whoop, whoop. I really thought that would hit him. Oh, he's immune to sleep. Please. Oh, I got you. Help. 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 So dead. Very nice. Okay. Oh, we're getting annihilated. Cat finally off my lap. I appreciate that. Hey man, tactics. Oh, there goes everybody. Dude, my connection going down to 0 and then back up. It's almost laughable, but at the same time, I do love it. But Nietzsche's a, I know I keep going back to it during the countdown time. Nietzsche's a heavy topic. I will never deny that. But he's also very realistic. So again, the concept behind the whole modern thought of philosophy is that there is truth. So after modern philosophy comes postmodern philosophy. After so many things are devalued, you have no choice but to you know, start questioning truth itself. So you go to postmodernism. Help. Postmodernism says there is no truth, accepting the truth statement that there is no truth. You know, it's a contradictory lifestyle, worldview, whatever you want. Can I drop the bomb? I let go of the button for like 4 seconds. Like, nah, you were still charging, man. Sorry. Wow, I honestly didn't see him. That's what happens when you don't have like 90 frames a second. Suddenly people just like materialize. It gets rid of that response time that is vital for any kind of you know, quick thinking frame variance game. Not to mention the connection issues. Yeah, I'm not going on about Lockdown at the moment. Just saying. I choose bombing and stall. I choose it. I choose this life. I choose it because I think it's the highest thing I can do. I can't even hit this dude. My bullets just disappear. Oh, got my nose. That is such a unique outfit. It's like a green cat hybrid thing. I do like seeing the... And I like how that Grey Havens, they got to the point of, you know what, we don't care. Yeah, just look however you want. Play however you want. AT's on. We're just going to throw up in our mouths and give you the result. Anyway, I gotta go make my daughter's lunch, get to work. Once again, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this match. Click the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Check me out on Twitch every morning. Roughly every morning between 3:30 and like 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time I stream. I know this is like the most awkward thing ever. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.